We're going to be going over the power supply install for this case. So a couple things you got to do to this case to get it ready for extended ATX motherboards is you have to remove this can piece here. Now this piece mounts right here in the front, right here, and it's to help support those 5 1/4 inch style, disk drives and things like that. I won't need it, and you have to get it out of the way because the problem is that as you move into the case, there's only 3 hole mounts here, and that bracket that I just showed you, that black bracket, fits right here. So you got to get it out of the way so you can actually get your motherboard in there. So that's the first thing, is you'll have to pop the top plate off and the front plate off to get it. Now the trick to the front plate here is really to push right about there, and it'll actually click, and then you could pull the whole front off. Go on there, unclick. There it goes. So then you can pull the whole front plate off. You can get exposure and easy access to it. You can actually get your hands back and behind here and pull it off the front of the case. Now it's not screwed in or anything. It's just using these clips right here to plug into the actual case right there to hold it in place. But they can be a little bit stiff. One thing I did find is that for some odd reason, and I'm not quite sure why, some of these systems have a locking screw that goes right there. So the point is that it screws into the front bezel here and keeps it in place. But if you want to get it off, you got to get this screw out first, and then, like I showed just a second ago, you can actually kind of snap it right into place here. So that's kind of nice once you get that set screw out of the way. The power supply installed, no big deal. Just get it installed. It comes with some sort of Velcro strap. Not quite sure what purpose that serves. Would have rather had him use the Velcro somewhere else, maybe in straps on the back or something like that versus it. But it's there nonetheless. You do the old route the power through the back and bring it out the front. My power supply wasn't long enough, so here's where that extended cable was I talked about in part 1. And the CPU power, again, I only had 1 power connector on there, so I split it into 2 that goes into the motherboard. Now one other thing I do is, if you remember from the case video, there's a big long bar that goes right about here, and that's for mounting drives. I'm relocating the brackets, so you can see this bracket is still in place here. I'm going to remove these 3 screws and mount it over here. I've already moved the one on the top over to here, but just keep in mind there are screws underneath here that you'll need to get this bracket to move. So I'm going to relocate the bracket. That way I have the bar over here, out of the way of the drive bays right here, because I'll need to use those as well. So with that, that concludes where we'll be getting the system board installed into the case. And if you like the videos, please click subscribe below. Thank you.